excuse me, synthetic melanins were produced both by the enzymatic action of mushroom tyrosinase and tyrosine, incubated in a buffer of pH of 7 for about 4 days. So this is how you get the body creates melanin. This is why Caucasian people don't have melanin. So melanated people have an enzyme called tyrosinase, right? So tyrosine is an amino acid, right? Everybody has tyrosine, but tyrosinase is an enzyme that Caucasian people don't have. It contains copper. So in this enzyme here, they don't have it, and therefore they don't produce the copper, the microorganic copper that we produce. All right. So when they say that their pineal glands are calcified, that's not necessarily so. They just don't have the enzyme tyrosinase, which has the copper in it, right? When they basically apply, where they dope up the melanin, your melanin is the conductivity, or the superconductivity of your melanin shoots up crazy when they apply a certain force to the melanin. This is what they're saying, and they're like, oh shit. So let's go and read a better, a little clearer breakdown of it.
Can we control that, Kevin?
We're about to get into that.
Take your time. Take your time.
We're about to get on into that, bro. Pigments are amorphous semiconductors. Meaning, what does amorphous mean? They just have no form, right? They can form into anything. They're malleable. So black pigments are amorphous semiconductors. Literally, that's the very first. That's the very first statement in this melanin thing. in this whole melanin statement, black pigments, and they call it black pigments. Again, when you're looking through this, you're going to see a lot of different terminologies, which only all of them mean melanin. See, like right here, BCM means black cell material. BSM means black synthetic matter. So again, you're going to see a lot of, they're going to call it I think it's polyaesthetic or polyester or something like that. So a polymer, a black polymer or something like that. So all of that means melanin. And the reason they did that is because if people like us got a hold of this doctrine, they didn't want to have melanin and all throughout this. Melanin is conducted. Melanin. So they had to, they weave in certain words, as code words. So again, black pigments are amorphous semiconductors, mostly after doping, meaning after you've done something to it, right? Meaning you spruced it up somehow, which they do it by, if you go back and read the research, they do it by adding either electricity or some type of chemical stimulation or water plus this. They do something to it to try to boost the conductivity of the melanin. So mostly after doping, threshold switching was observed. Threshold switching just means it turns on and off. Black materials are generally amorphous semiconductors. Black materials, period. I mean, anything dark, black material. But so blue or green pigments do not exist in animal or plant kingdom. Say that again. Blue or green pigments don't exist in animal or plant kingdom. Melanin is responsible for blue, green, or yellow colors in animal and plant kingdom.
So that means every time we see green, that's really...
Yeah, it's melanin. Blue, melanin. Yellow, melanin. Caucasian people. Every time y'all look at these, you're looking at all these damn colors that they are, there's melanin. All of it. Their blue eyes, it's melanin. Their fucking green eyes, it's melanin. Hold on. So some peculiar properties of black material, again, another word, suggest melanin being a material of importance for living matter, right? So let's get down the morphology state, meaning how your body comes together, like how your body forms together. Melanin plays a big part of that. Electric and acoustic conductivity, electric switch, photoelectric conductivity, particle binding power for organic and inorganic materials, ions and molecules. Your melanin binds certain particles. It like toxins in your body. your melanin is what's called it's a antioxidant. It'll bind toxins in your body.
Okay, I have a quick question. Is that why you see commercially, like in commercials or advertisement, black men with white women with black men? Are they trying to?
Well, yeah, they're trying to. It's called tying into the vine. So yeah, they know they have to die out. So yeah, they have to tie into the vine eventually. But here it goes right here. In men with red hair, the skin is no longer protected from solar radiation, in that it is not able to synthesize melanin, and it is presumable, also taking into account the genetic pressure of other races. Genetic pressure of other races. That means motherfuckers with melanin. Because ain't no other, you either got melanin or you don't. So it's also taking into account the genetic pressure of other races, much more populous in having melanocytes, meaning just other melanated people. Ain't no other race. There's only one human. There's only one human race. So meaning taking into account the other people, much more populous with melanin, that pheomelanins will no longer be present in man in the distant future.
Right.
Man.
Let's go over that one more time. I think y'all do. In men with red hair, the skin is no longer protected from solar radiation, in that it is not able to synthesize melanin. And it is presumable, also taking into account the genetic pressure of other races much more populous in having melanin. See, they say melanocytes, just say having melanin. Much more populous in having melanin, that pheomelanins will no longer be present in man in the distant future. They're saying we dying out.
So basically the cream is going to mix back into the coffee.
Right. So another distinction between man and the animals may thus be in the field of the biochromes. And man, see, you got a melanated man, which is supposed to be right here, and much more in the field of biochromes. And melanated man can be placed alone at the apex of the pyramid.